Yeah.
So, so this was yesterday what we discussed. We discussed about the structure, the context of why we are doing this program, what we want to offer through this program, and we just quickly had discussed about food iceberg. Maybe we can say we just touched the tip, and why journaling is very important. What is journaling? How to do that? And then we talked about elimination, and right now Harini also shared it was so beautiful for her to connect back to the roots. Yes, it is the root of human being. And then there was a task activity that you have to eat one fruit meal. So what we are going to discuss today is about primary food, secondary food, qualities to look at, and then we will practice the art of gratitude. Why is it important? And we will understand the concept of vitality. So I'll quickly first share with you that in nature there are 5 million of species, and when nature has made the species, like before the species came into existence, nature has provided food for every species. So there are abundance of food for every species that exist in Mother Nature. And like as in the computer, like many of the people yesterday shared that they are software engineers and they are engineers, other people also. So like if you see, when we get a computer or any machine in general, if there is a hardware, there is a software manual to guide that hardware. Similarly, our body, if we think it is as a hardware, nature has provided us with a software. The software, what it does, it helps it to identify the food that is for that hardware. So because this organism species coexist, their food also coexist, and it is by our software we are able to distinguish which food is for ours. So what is our software? There are five senses. Five senses are smell. By the eyes we are seeing, that is another sense. We hear, that is the third sense. We eat, that is by the touch and things taste we understand. And then when we touch things we feel that, and that is the fifth sensation. So these are the five sensation which help us to guide what is our food. And only by fooling these five senses we eat the food which are not meant for us. Now you must be wondering, how can I understand what is our food, what is not? So I'll quickly tell you some story. So when I'm telling this story, imagine you all, like Kavita is there, Shiva is there, Harini is there, Dipti is there, Akash is there in that story with me. I, as I love, like I was sharing yesterday, I love to trek and go to forest and be with Mother Nature. So imagine I invite all of you to come with me in the trek. So like maybe you can close your eyes and visualize the scenario. I'm there. I tell you that now the lockdown is open and let's go and enjoy the life. Let's go to the forest and I will guide you. I have seen a beautiful forest and I will take you to there. In the morning, 5 o'clock, you people are excited because the pandemic was there for 2 years. You couldn't go anywhere. Now you are very excited that all people are coming together and you are going to a forest. I take you to this forest, a beautiful forest, and when we are going inside this forest, we spend many hours trekking, going deeper into that forest. 3 hours later, we realize we haven't brought any food with us. There is nothing we have carried with us to the jungle because in our excitement, we have completely missed out. Now, one among you you start scolding me that how can be you be a so poor planner. You took us to the jungle, you made this plan, but you have not mentioned that we have to bring food, or neither you have planned that food for us. Now what to do? I said, okay, don't panic. don't shout. We are at the forest, and I said Mother Nature has provided food for everything, and it is there in abundance. So we will get food over here in this jungle. And you people start staring at me. How come? We can't see. I say, please hold down. Just observe the places around you. See around you. And then I tell you to see in front of you. In front of you, you see many fruit trees. There are mangoes, banana tree, jackfruit tree, there is sapota tree, there are grapes, many varieties of fruits hanging. And when you see them, you feel tempted. This ripe smell makes you tempted to pluck that fruit and eat because you're very hungry. Now, in the right side of you, you realize there is a pond, and in the pond there are many fishes, varieties of tiny, big fishes there. And the fish is so many in numbers that just by seeing that water, you are able to see that fish. The water is so clear. The fish are visible over there. In the left side of you, you see a wild cow and a baby calf. The calf is peacefully drinking the mother's milk. And beside that, there is a goat hanging. Wild goat is there. And at the back side of you, you see some paddy. Like there is rice, paddy, wheat, and many other things are growing. Now, just be honest with yourself and tell me, what is the first thing among the four choices which you see in your four direction you will eat first to fulfill your hunger at this particular moment?
Has type fruit.
Okay. Anyone else? Fruits? Would you be?
It will be fruits.
It will be fruits. It won't be like we will just take out the paddy, cut the paddy, and just start eating. It will neither be like we will take out the fish or start eating the fish. It will neither be we will say the calf, you go away, we will make her fall down and we will start the drink of mother cow. No, it will neither be like we will start eating the goat. It will be the fruits which will tempt us at that particular moment to satisfy our hunger. So this is our primary food. So now a caution, when I'm saying this is our primary food, I'm not saying that secondary food is not important. What I'm saying is primary food are the food which our body is made for, our hardware is made for. Like when Mother Nature planned that this species, human being, is going to come in the world, this is something it has in mind, that this particular species will be going to eat certain kind of food, and that was the food, primary food. Now, like this is something I have also questioned when I was going through all these programs and when I was learning in my learning phase, that then what about mind? Like our mind has been like trained like from so many years to eat different kind of food. Now should we just completely go to primary food? Would the mind be crazy because it has memory? Yes, mind will be completely crazy if we completely go to the primary food from today after the class. So what I'm saying is, like, first have the awareness that what we think as a food is not our primary food. It is like it has evolved through the generation. Throughout the generation, and I will share with you why it got evolved. It evolved through the generation, but our real food, which we don't consider as a food, like I sometimes when I am with my parents and I will eat like in front of them 8 to 10 bananas, and then afternoon I will eat so much of salad, and then in the evening maybe some seeds and nuts. My parent will say to other relatives and other people in my family that she doesn't eat anything. She hasn't not ate the whole day. I've ate so many bananas, so many fruits and vegetables, so many seeds and nuts. Still what she is saying is she has not ate anything. And this is not the notion of my parents only. It is a notion everywhere across the globe. we have lost the knowledge that primary food was for our body, and because it is primary food, we have to eat it more and more, and we will have secondary food because mind also needs food. So the combination of both is very, very necessary. Now, like as I was sharing, it evolved. So why did it evolve? Example of that would be like this kind of natural calamity which we were just facing, the pandemic. It was not the first time human existence had that pandemic. It was like sometime we have war with different countries, world wars were there. So world war was not just one war human being or the species had. In the past there were so many wars, so many pandemics, so many natural calamities, and every species want to survive, and to survive they will find solution to be able to sustain in that period. And that's how the preservation of food, something which could be stored for next generation for certain time period, as in like when the pandemic or the war or the any other calamities will over, in that period whatever they can eat, they started storing that. But the problem became is the new normal became the normal. Like, like you all can understand this example, that today if I say any one of you that this mouth which I'm speaking with right now, it's a private part of your body and you're not supposed to show this mouth to anyone, you will say, how? Like, are you crazy? My mouth is not my private part. But just think, like, people wearing the mask and 3-4 generation this continue. I don't want that to be continued, but that, like, let's just think, if that continues and every generation there will be people who keep on telling this, reiterating that, after 3 or 4 generation when our grandchildren will be there, if somebody goes and tell to them, they will be easily convinced that yes, I have seen my parents, grandparents, great grandparents in mask. They were covering their something by their something in their mouth. So might be our mouth is private part. So now today we know that this is the situation, current reality, because to protect ourselves today we have to wear the mask. But after few generation, these people will be thinking that this is the reality. So if nothing is there, no virus is there, they are in the open abundance of air, fresh air, oxygen is there, still they will be sitting the whole day with mask on, because that is the private part. And that has happened with our food, because generation after generation we have just got convinced that the new normal, the new kind of food which we are eating because of our current reality is the reality. That's how our food completely got changed. So now today people who will eat more of primary food, they are considered as abnormal compared to people who eat more of secondary food as a no, they are considered normal. And because the shift is because of this. So through this, what I'm trying to do is to make you aware that, and when you will think, like after the session, when you sit down with this logic and you will think, you will realize that this makes a lot of sense. And you will understand, but because this is never discussed, never being taught in the classroom, and we are groomed, like we are conditioned from parents and other people, and that is not their fault. That is how they were conditioned. And that's how it passed on and on. Now the thing is, like, we can eat the food which is not meant to us by fooling our senses. So something like which is like, I'm not saying fish is not good, but what I'm trying to see, like this I used to see in Bengal, people will eat the fish, but when the fish, like, why I'm saying this, because I belong to Bengal and I've seen people around me, when the fish was getting cooked, they will be like, this smells so bad, why is the fish getting cooked? And in my hostel I used to hear all this. And that same person, when the fish was served, they used to eat with so much enjoyment. So how is the smell turning? It is because of the masalas. It is because of all that other dressing and everything we are putting into it. So this dressing, this masalas, this artificial colors, the smell, the perfume, like perfume we generally don't add, but we add many other things which acts as a perfume to the food, which is actually changing the natural taste and natural smell and fooling our system to realize that this is our food is actually making our system full. So the simple taste, like the thing which you can try to identify the what is your primary food is just take whatever food is formed in the nature in the natural form and eat it a bit. And if you are able to enjoy that food without changing its form in unaltered form, if you are able to enjoy that food, that's your primary food. So for example, like when I say you will be able to eat papaya without changing the papaya, ripe papaya, any its form, you can eat and enjoy. You can eat as a complete meal. So papaya is your primary food. But if you take a chili we can still eat in the raw form, but will we be able to enjoy that? No, we will be not able to fulfill our hunger with just a bowl of chili. So it is not, chili is not a food. Chili is a food for some other species and it is a secondary food for our. So because it is a secondary, we have to eat it very less and more of primary food. And similar like to other starchy things, other things which are there, like which we have to cook and then eat, they are our secondary food. So now when like because we have not been in touch with our primary food for a long time, so what are the qualities we should look in our primary food? So there are few qualities which are there in the screen. They will have these three qualities. They will have life. Life means sattva. Now, why do we eat food? We eat food because it gives us life. It gives us energy. Now think of something. If it doesn't have a life, if the life element is not there, how can that food give us life? So basically, when we are eating that food, which is a dead food, then our body is spending, like the body is having some life, it is spending that life to bring out nutrient from that dead food. So imagine how much energy, the preserved energy of the body is spending to get bring out nutrient and eliminate that from your body. So how can you test what is have life or not? So a simple test to do this is like take any food which you are currently eating before cooking or before preparing any meal, like whatever it can be. You're preparing salad, soup, or vegetables you're cooking, or any meal you're cooking. Simply that food which you are going to use, put it in the soil. And if you are able to put in the soil and a plant comes out from that, then this has life. Now you will experience that something has life in complete form, like you are able to see it completely in that form. Some will have dormant life. What it means by dormant life, like initially it will not have life, but the moment you will put water to that, it will start sprouting and it will start growing. So then the outer shell which was protecting it from growing up having life is broken, and that gets life. And that's the reason we say do sprouting of the things, because in that time the partially dormant food, partial dormant life got life in it. So this is one test which you can do. Like today we eat most of the things which are processed, like because it is processed. No matter how much optimum environment you do, how much sprouting you do, you are not able to sprout that, because the touch of that, the life element have been destroyed. So no matter how hard that thing will try to germinate, try to bring that life from that, it is not able to. And now that food is going to your body. Just imagine the condition of the body. Will it be able to extract any life from that food? The second quality is it has water. So now, like we all have studied in science that our body is 70% water and 30% is mass. But generally what we eat in our plate is the opposite ratio. We eat more of water less food and more of what we eat more of water less food and less of water more food. So most of the food which we eat in our day is devoid of water. Now you will say, I put a glass of water to cook, then it has water. So then why to take that headache of cooking? Then if water was sufficient, putting an external water was sufficient, just have glasses of water the whole day. It is why we are eating food, because that is the most important. And in that form, we have to have water. Like the food has to have the water element within. So have more of, like the primary food, if you see most of your primary food, in fact all of your primary food will have more of water and lesser of a mass. The third thing is it will be wholesome, it will be rich in fiber. So like why I'm saying this, see, like when we understand what is our food, when I'm trying to say to you about food, I'm not anywhere saying fat is bad or carbohydrate is bad, protein is bad. Nothing is bad, and our body to be having a balanced diet, it needs all the things. Like it needs fats, it needs protein, it needs carbohydrate, it needs calcium and other micronutrients also. But the problem is, like when we put it in a box means like refine that thing. So if we just make a fat, extract the like if we take a sugar cane and extract that particle of sugar from that sugar cane, what happened? It is not in a wholesome form. So the fiber which was there, which was helping your body to digest that heavy food, is lost. So if you see in mother nature, if that food is for you, the nature will provide all the nutrient packed with fiber, and the fiber quantity will be more in the things which are difficult for you to digest. For example, fat. So everything which are rich in fat you will find, or everything which is like for example fruits are rich in carbohydrate and fats, starch, and so you will find they are rich in fiber. And that's the reason people who are even having diabetes, they eat the fruits and are able to reverse the diabetes. But other people who eat sugar in place of like maybe very little of sugar, you will experience that their sugar level increases. But the same person, if they eat fruits, they are feeling very good, and in fact they are able to reverse the disease. It is because in this case there is a lots and lots of fiber along with the other thing. So like in nutshell, if I have to say, our primary food will have all the three qualities, and if some of these qualities are missing, then we rate it lower in the cycle of our food. So we have to eat more and more of the food which has reach of all these three qualities. Now how can you make rating, how can you evaluate? This is a rating thing which you can put, like for example you can take fruits. Fruits are, they have water, they have fiber, they have light. So you can number that to satisfy all the three, and they are rich in that. So it is one of your most primary food. Then raw vegetables. Raw vegetables, it has water, it has fiber. Water extent is a little lower than vegetables, fruits. So that's how we rate basically. So, but here the fiber is more compared to fruits. So we have to put all these things in box. Now rice and roti. Water is there? No water is there. Fiber is there? Fiber is there. but life is not there. So what like homework I will provide you today, like whatever you are eating from today to the next meal, to the next session, have this rating. Just don't tell yourself that I'll not eat. Just be a little conscious about whether my this food which I'm going to have is having water, whether is it having fiber, whether it is having life. So just be conscious, and when you're conscious, your body will start telling. So see what is the issue today. Like as I was mentioning yesterday, if it don't use anything, that becomes useless. And because we have not given the chance to our senses all this while, and if we have allowed, it had given us the truth. So now when you will give the senses the chance, let it decide, and then you put all in this bucket, slowly your senses will communicate, your body will communicate, and your body will tell you what is your primary food, what is your secondary food, what to eat more, what to eat less. Everything your body will tell, but when you allow that to happen. So I hope this primary food and the quality secondary food became a little clear to you. If you have any question, we will take 5 minutes and then we will move to the other next concept. So 5 minutes is there to ask any question you have in this.
Ma'am.
Yes, yes.
So you say these fruits, vegetables, but for someone who is not used to it, it's very difficult for me to make a transition. For example, I really wish to have a salad, plain salad, but I am not finding it appetizing. How to solve this? Like, can you? It's
I
not
get
a
you.
bit. Yeah. So how do I make a change? At least a small incremental change.
Yes. So beautiful question, and actually we would have covered it by the end of the session, but now that you have put the question, I will answer it right now. See, first is the awareness important. Now if you didn't had that awareness that this is your food, this you should have ate, you could have been in your whole life wondering that I was eating all healthy food, I was eating as per as my body. Now how come I have this problem? Why? How come I have this challenge? But because of this awareness, now you know what is the right, and then gradually you can make the shift. Now and that's the reason I was saying today, from today onwards, we are not going to completely go from secondary to primary. Now what happens in our body, there are different bodies I was sharing. So right now let's consider three bodies: physical body, mental body, and spiritual body. Now think about of this example, that your physical body wants to eat fruits and vegetables and all that, but uh, your mental body says that I want to have a pizza, I want to have snacks, I want to have a chips, and both are fighting. And what in both, when they are fighting, what happens with the spirit within you is like, why can't you see the purpose? So for example, like I'll use an example that there are three children in the class, and these three people, they go to a boarding school and they are in the same hostel room. And in this person, one is the body, physical body, one is the mental body, and one is the spiritual body. So the first person is very used to noise. He can concentrate only when a noise is there, when a music is there. The second person wants all calmness to sit and concentrate and study. But the third person is like, no matter how is the noise, my focus is on studies. So I will figure out the situation according to me, and I'll work on that and focus on the study itself. Now what happens is, like, for first person switch on the music, the second person comes and stop it, the first, then the second person goes, first person again switch on, and this endless fight is going on. And why this fight is going on? Because they want the body, like they want to study, both these two people. Similar happens to our body. This two, physical and mental body, keeps on fighting and fighting. And in this fighting, they forget why they are fighting. They are fighting for the health and happiness. And they are not able to enjoy that, like either I will go in an extreme obsession that my food has to be 100% this, or either I will be in like, but everyone in my family or everyone around me wants to eat this way, and I don't feel that way, and the fighting will goes on. So like to answer your question, coming back to it, what you can do is, like if you're not able to eat raw salad, you can start eating semi raw. Like you can have soups and you can make cooked vegetables. So then what you can do, like earlier maybe you were eating a lot of grain portion, so reduce that grain and incorporate vegetables in cooked form in that case. Now slowly and slowly, when you are starting to eat cooked vegetable, you can slowly make like, okay, 50 portion I will eat in a raw form, and then 50% in a day I will have in a cooked form. So this small changes, small things you can start doing, instead of completely, like when you are not able to do, don't fight with that. And why don't fight with that? We will come into that vitality concept.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, we can take one more question before going to vitality, because it is very connected to her question. So one question and then we will go to the vitality.
So she is saying, has type at, I have less grain, more of veggie curries.
Awesome. So keep doing that and slowly maybe reduce, like one meal don't have grains at all. Okay, I assume all are very clear. Back to me, I explained so nicely. Okay, so let's start with vitality. Now, what is vitality? It is also referred as vital economy or vital energy. And when we say energy, mostly we are referring to vital energy. So most people don't say vital energy, but always keep saying about energy, energy, energy. But they actually, because that has not been taught, never discussed, they perceive it as a little wrong way. So today I'll share you what is exactly vitality. It is some energy which we are inheriting from our parent, which we have got from our birth. It is like a battery, like a power bank, which you have received by your birth. Now, because you have received it from your birth, you can't do anything about it. And the first thing which you have to do is accept. Accept that I have this vital energy. Like if you have, and why I am saying economy, it is like also money. So like if I inherit a lot of money from my parent, then I have the liberty of doing anything of that money. I can go to vacation every day. I don't have to work. I can just have a lavish meal here and there, and I can do whatever with that money. But if I have a less money, if I have not inherited, so then I will have to work on. I will have to work on to generate more money from that money which I have, and to be able to enjoy that money which I currently have. So similarly, like no matter what vitality we are being born with, we can't do. Like yesterday I mentioned that we can't do about the things which we are born with, our body, the pancreas, the organs, everything. And thus our vital energy is like, it is the wave it is. But what we can do is we can optimize that. We can optimize our vital economy. How can we do that? Is being conscious about what we eat. Like, and as yesterday I was sharing, it is not the food just we eat through the diet, it is everything. What we think, what we hear, what we listen, what we say, what we receive, all these are different kind of food we are actively getting throughout the day. So by being aware of the different kind of thing which you are receiving throughout the day and how it is impacting your vitality. So some of the things which you will receive and which you are holding will drain your vitality a lot, and some will enhance your vitality. Enhance means like for example, I'll give some people you will meet and you will be so recharged, so energized. Some places you will go, you will be super energetic. You will feel like I can do so many things today. But like someday, like when this thing is not what you like to do and you do that thing which is not inclined to your personality, your current being, and you do that, what happens? We feel so tired, so relaxed, so tired and so lethargic. So these are the areas where our vitality drains. And what happened, most of the people, because we don't know about the concept of vitality, we are not able to understand where is the vital drain happening. We think that just we will eat the food and the food will give the energy, but food is giving energy, but then there is a lot of drainage happening. So why I said to her that to park the question right now is because of the similar reason. Like for example, if I say about me, uh, I am a person who actually loves to be healthy, who wants to be healthy, and who wants to live a life of health and well-being. At the same time, she is passionate about cooking. She is passionate about eating, tasting. So I feel like documenting different cultural food, taste, and when, how can I document? I can document that by tasting. For me, I'm a person who really connects with other person by food. So my way of receiving love and giving love will be through food. It is a way for me to start communication, discussion. So what I was facing in my initial journey of life when I was making this transition from like unconsciously eating every kind of food to consciously eating that food, I was feeling this experience that in a way what was happening, I was going to some people places, I was restricting me that I will not eat the food they are offering. I had different notion that I will not eat food because there is a party and I'll not eat there. And in that way, like my personal touch, my personal thing where I flow, this connection was missing. And because this connection was missing, there was a huge vital drain in my brain that I'm not able to connect with people. People are seeing me as an alien to them. I'm different. And all these things, and because all these things I was holding about me in my brain, that was draining me my lot of vital energy. So although I was preserving the energy, vital energy, by eating some good, very good food, with like most of the primary food, but if I'm conserving 10 rupees by there, I'm spending 100 rupees over all this thinking thoughts in my mind by thinking about like how people are enjoying, how other people who are eating so good thing and nothing happens to them. By thinking about all this thinking in my mind, and this is most of the engineers do, they in reality they will not spend that money, but in mind they will spend a lot of money. So in all, and when I'm saying about money, I'm saying referring to this vital energy, that physically maybe I was not draining this vital energy, but with all this thinking going on, chatter patter going on in my mind, I was draining so much of vital energy. Then my middle path was like, okay, I understand what is the primary food, I understand what is the secondary food. When I'm there in my home, can I 100% eat primary food? When I'm given a choice, can I have 100% of food? And then when I'm going to meet someone else, or when I want to be socialized, when I'm with people who don't understand this concept, so let me be with them. in that way, I'm not feeling a little different from them. So in that way, like, okay, my vitality was not very preserved, but I was at least enjoying at that time. And then in the 5th class we will discuss about other things which we can do to preserve in such cases. There we will be talking about fasting and other concepts. So what I practice is, now if I am draining my vitality by eating some not so good food, I will conserve with some other activities. So like in nutshell, if I have to recap which I just said, like, we get the energy from food, and we have some energy which we are born with, and this energy which we are born is the vital energy. So vital energy you can say as a power bank. Okay. And every day when we the phone is there in front of me, and every day it will have a charge. Now every day I'm spending the phone into different activities, and by the end of the day, if I'm using a lot of I'm doing a lot of activities, my phone charge will completely get over. So similar happens to our body. Like we are doing plugging in through different activities like nutrition. We are plugging in to charge with community around us. We are charging us with spiritual activity. We are charging us with emotional happiness and all that thing. And we are charging with ourselves with people, like relationship we enjoy with. We charge ourselves with other things which have been mentioned in this slide, and at the same time we are discharging also us through all this activity. And if the discharge rate is faster than the charging rate, then we feel discomfort, we feel lethargic. So this balance of you have to decide. And how can you decide is by understanding where is the vital drain of you happening. Now you have understand where is the vital drain happening. Now what we can do, we can have one choice of crying about this vital drain, and then be in that loop of that, be in that vicious circle that this draining is happening and happening and happening, and this will continue. Now what we can do is we can break this by some anchor. And for me, what I have realized, and I have seen with other people, spiritual dimension is that anchor. And how can we use that anchor is through different grounding activities. Grounding means connecting to the spirit, connecting with something which is within me and something which is outside the Mother Earth. So in this program, like through different food, different activities, the homework, the intention of me is giving you different food, which is not just a diet, other thing. So one activity, which is a grounding activity, is a kind of food for your spirit, which expands your spirit. And we will discuss about this in much details in the 6th session. So for now, let's understand that like it expands ourselves, it expands and let the universe know that this is something I am going towards, I want. So what happens with that, like if the vitality drain is happening and you get something which is giving you a charging in your vitality, and then when you ask the universe that this charging I want more and more, it will start happening more and more. So it will be a, like we eat a painkiller when we are having a pain. So we understand there is a pain, there is a drainage of vitality. So practicing this, it will be like acknowledging that and taking a painkiller to that. So slowly you will realize. And one of my great teacher, I don't remember, Arun Sharma ji says that gratitude and suffering, when I say suffering, I am meaning that vitality drain. Gratitude and vitality drain cannot coexist. So if you are experiencing vitality drain in your life, there is a high possibility that there is a little lesser of gratitude or acknowledgement of gratitude in your life. So maybe what you can work on is consciously, because we all love to share gratitude. It is somewhere the disconnection is there. So what we have to do is to consciously start practicing. So now what we will do is we will practice like how to have gratitude. So to do that, I invite all of you to close your eyes. Can we close our eyes? I can't see anyone, so I can't see if you have closed your eyes or not, but I trust you that you have closed your eyes. So you have closed your eyes. Now take few deep breath. Just take some deep breath and release. Visualize that person you are feeling gratitude for. It can be anyone, your parent, your mother who has kept you in the womb for 9 months, your father, or the favorite teacher in your school, or some guru, or some friend. It can be your daughter or a child, anyone whom you are feeling grateful about. Remember that smiling face of that person in front of you. So when you are closing your eyes, just visualize that smiling face of that person just in front of your eyes. It can be any person. We have met so many person in our life, and we have seen many people in television or other digital medias who have inspired us in many ways. So just think of any one person and the smile he or she is carrying. What is one thing that instantly come to your mind right now when you see that person? What do you feel like expressing that person in this moment? So, like if that person comes to you in front of you just right now, what you want to express that person? Feel the sensation in your body. You are experiencing some emotions. Just feel that, and especially at your ends. Ends means the toes, tips of your finger. Now feel the difference that person brought in your life. Feel what that person has done to you. What changes that person brought in your life. Feel that sensation. Be with that emotion. Now think if that person was not there in life, it was not there in universe, what difference could have been in your life? When I'm saying that, I don't want to tell you that to go into negative things or feel the negativity. It is just to invite you to feel the contrast. It is just for you to understand the difference that person has created in your life. Okay, take some deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. When you feel like opening your eyes, open and express whatever you want to express for that person. Slowly be with that emotion and try to open your eyes. You can maybe take your hand to your eyes and just open your eyes. If you feel like expressing, you can express. If you want to be in silence, you can just be in silence and note down that in your journal. And maybe post the session, you can communicate the feelings to that person which you just thought about. I was thinking about all of you. Like all of you means all the people who attend my session. And it gives me a fulfilling. Like I was thinking, if these people were not there in my life, whom would I have given the sessions and discussed about it? So I just felt that when I was thinking about all the people from the past and present who attends my sessions and my offering, I was thinking about them. So I'm grateful for all those people. So this is the homework for today, that you have to go to your kitchen and examine in your kitchen that what has life sattva in it. Does it has life or not? And if you want to test it, and I strongly recommend, take something from your kitchen and try to plant in your garden and see, in like put water every day and see how many of them grows back. You will get to understand how much of the food you are having in the kitchen has life. The second thing which I already shared, like whatever you are eating throughout the day, from today to tomorrow's session, just eat with an awareness, with, eat with a consciousness that how many of the three principles which we discussed it has. We are not going to discard any food. We are not going to say, like, we are not going to eat with anger that I'm not able to eat good. We are not going to do that. We are just going to eat whatever is there with awareness. Invitation is not to disrespect the food, but to understand and be more mindful and aware of your food and your current habits. Now I did a gratitude small circle right now with you. I invite you all to do the similar with people around you. So if you live with your parents, do with your parent. If you live with your in-laws, do with your in-laws. If your children are there, do with them. Anyone, if the friends you stay with, do with them. Host a gratitude circle. Do the similar way which I did for you right now. Maybe you can start with asking them what is they understand by gratitude. Now, then after doing that, you can tell them the definition of gratitude and then have a circle with them. So do the circle, note your gratitude experience. This is the homework from today. Two homeworks were there yesterday, which will be the homework for all the other day also. So continue journaling, continue eating fruits. Yeah, so that's all for today. And you are open to share and discuss anything and put your reflections in the group. I'm hurrying because it's 4 and I don't want any to disrespect anyone's time. So we are there, I'm there over here. And but people who have another commitment, they can go and leave and fulfill the other commitment. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So Shiva has asked one question. Any suggestion on healing food other than fruits for healing my tooth extraction on the fast track? Thank you. Shiv, what I will say, that there is no shortcut. No shortcut. If I suggest you that you eat this and this, then it is my understanding which I'm going to share with you. Then I will be another medical system, and then there will be one system which will develop in future conscious eating. I don't want to go and do that. I don't want to be another medical system or advice. What I'm trying to share with you through this offering is to create that awareness. Be with the sessions, next 5 sessions. If you join, you will be more able to understand and figure out that for you. So we are there. If you have any question, you can share. If you have any reflection, you can share. If you have any doubts with the homework, you can ask. anything. And Chip, actually, we have a group of this program, Conscious Eating, 7 days program. We had already one session yesterday, and people who had registered had sent their commitment, and we discussed yesterday why is the commitment important. So they are the part of the that group. So in case you want to be the part of that group, you can connect with me or Akash. We will guide you to how to be part of this group.
And also, I would like to listen about who have attended the yesterday's session, and what about did you started writing journal,
Yeah.
and if started, how it's going on? So that's also I would like to know. Here are on the group you can type.
Thank you, Akash, for adding that. Okay, so journal is on. Okay, I'll just show you quickly the slide which we discussed about journal yesterday. Just give me a minute. So in journal, you can write about like this is not a practice about food. It is practice for life. And because you missed yesterday, I'll just say like what I was sharing today. Food is not just what we eat in the diet. It is just the tip of the iceberg. So generally, the iceberg, the top portion like is visible. Similarly, the food which we talk about is the dietary aspect we talk about, and that's just the tip, the upper portion. What actually in our life we are getting any input, that is our food, like be it from any senses, be it from anything we are taking in outside our body and integrating in our being is our food. So what can we do is like, and when we go to a doctor, they tell us to share a report. But the report is that moment you are getting a report. And how can that, by seeing that small tiny report, they can understand the whole life what Shiv was through. Like they really can't understand Shiv, or Shiv cannot understand Shiv after 8 years or 10 years. But if Shiv maintains a journal book, it can be a good report. Like after, like if you have a week journal or 10 days journal or 21 days or 3 month or a year journal, you will start realizing certain patterns about you. Things that bothers you, things that impacts you, things that strengthen you, things that inspire you, everything. So there are different things people do write in a journal. Yesterday we discussed about some basic thing which you can start writing is the key learning. So in this program, you can obviously write about the program's key learning from the day. Like today, you can write about primary food you learn, secondary food you learn. This will help you, like even if you are not following this thing after 7 days, but after say 3 years, you feel inspired to revisit. You can, if you write this, you can go and revisit. But just don't restrict it to key learning of just session, anything. Like everyday lives gives us so many learning through different people, different experience. So note about all the key learnings. Every day we get certain questions, comments and other things which we feel like seeking. So write about all those questions that you feel like your being is seeking. Then what are the things you want to complete? For this program, it can be homework. But in life, there are different activities which you want to complete the next day. So write about that. We talked about elimination. So like write about how was your elimination in that day. Because when we start examining the elimination, we understand what input are wrong in our body. And then we can work on that. We can write about different kind of food, like as I was sharing the diet aspect of we will write, but other aspect also, like if somebody is giving you food for thought, that can be one kind of food. If somebody has given some visually a treat to your eyes, that can be a treat food to your eyes. So if that has impacted you, write about that. And then how did you feel digesting that food? Were you able to accept that food? Was your body able to accept? If not, what were the feelings? So you can write about all those things in your journal. And today we discussed about gratitude. So you can write about the gratitude feelings, like whom you are feeling grateful for, like why this day was grateful. All those things you can write in your journal.
Thanks a lot, man. Thank you so much for taking time to explain that.
Thank you.
Really appreciate for taking time. No, I'm grateful. Tomorrow also, I would like to join. The same link is the one.
Same link, yes. We will be, so you get in touch with us in the WhatsApp. We will add you to the group, and the group we will be sending the link tomorrow as well.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you.
God bless you. Is it Harini or Dipti? Kavita?